Happy Thursday, everybody. It's Paul Fleming with your Chamber Check-In. And today we get to talk to brand new Chamber member, owner of Franchise Consultants International, Inc., Mr. Cliff Fostoff. Hi, Cliff.
Hey, how are you, Paul? Thanks for having me. Great to be here with you.
This is awesome. So, you can tell if you're in a growing, emerging metro when your chamber membership starts to expand all over the country. And today, where are you sitting from?
I am in my home in Delray Beach, Florida.
Oh my gosh. So you're in Florida, I'm in Boise, and we get to connect today. You invested in the chamber to help grow the Boise market with your business. But first, why don't you tell us a little bit about what Franchise Consultants International, Inc. is and when you got your start?
So I'll give you a quick background on my life. I'm from New York. I was working with one company from time I was done with college, 20 years, started as a trainee, left as the VP of store operations of a very large retail company. So when my time was up and I was ready to leave, we lived in New York, we moved to Florida. I decided I did not want to be part of corporate America anymore. I was done. And my wife and I did some investigation and we bought an executive office suite franchise, similar to the Intelligent Office, which is in your chamber, a little bit different, same basic concept. And we owned that for 20 years. Once we filled our executive suite up, which was renting office space, there wasn't enough for both of us to do since we both like to tell each other what to do. And I was so intrigued by franchising that I've been a franchise consultant for the last 16 years. Wow. And I help people all over North America find the best franchise for themselves by learning about their skills, their goals, their interest, and their investment criteria. And I take them through a process with the hope that they're going to find a franchise that's going to click and maybe give them a change of life and enhance their lifestyle.
I love it. We had a conversation the other day. I mean, the hour went by like that. I just love talking with you and hearing the stories of how you've gotten to where you are today. I just was I was in awe of the credibility, the quality of people that you've helped, and we learned a lot about some of the misconceptions and perceptions about being a franchisee. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But hey, why don't you explain to me why you chose Boise to expand your business?
That's a great question. I had some good friends that moved there about 6 months ago. I was totally dumbfounded. I did not understand. Why are you moving to Boise? So they gave me a list of reasons. Low cost of living. They did research around the country. Since their business was based upon the internet, they could live anywhere. And they just saw it as a young, viable community. And people were moving there, especially from the West Coast, California, Washington, Oregon, based upon the cost of living. So I was like, wow, I did some research. So my research took me to the fact that there are many people there. There's over 1 million people that the chamber takes care of. There's 1,800 members in the chamber. When I checked, I had a conversation with Bill Connors and Sandy Anderson, and they were great. And in my research, I found that a lot of young professionals with their families are moving here. And a great surprise was people are retiring there. Now, I know that 10,000 people a day turn 65. Well, who's going to take care of providing them with all the services that they need? Well, I said, I'm going to be able to try to help them. So based upon all of that, I said, you know what? I'm going to Boise. It's a global world that we're in. My business name is Franchise Consultants International. This is maybe on the other side of the country, but I work all over. And in today's world, we do Zoom, we do FaceTime. This is the way you connect with people. And it became a no-brainer. And I'm so excited to be part of the Boise community. I hope to come out there either later in the spring or in the fall.
Well, if you do, I can't wait to meet you in person, Cliff. And and show you around a little bit. We've got some really cool amenities here that make Boise so rich. Um, hey, also, um, when you are when someone connects with you about starting a franchise, what types of things can they expect from your service right out the gate?
Honesty. What I do is I take the time to learn about them. So I'll talk to anybody for 15 minutes as an introduction to see if there's maybe a good connection that maybe I could help them or answer any questions about franchising. There are so many misconceptions about franchising, and maybe that's a good place to go right now because franchising is much more than food. Most people that don't know much or anything about franchising, they think of McDonald's, Dunkin' Donuts, Burger King, et cetera, et cetera. Well, there's about 3,500 franchises in the US, and about 1,000, maybe 1,200 of them are food, which means over 2,000 franchises are not food. And they're in 100 different industries. So what I do is I take them through a process by learning about them, give them information, and if they're interested and I think I could help them, we'll go through an entire process. And the process starts with them filling out a questionnaire for me. And then we review the questionnaire. And I ask a lot of questions because my goal is to show them 3 or 4 different franchises that might make sense for them to investigate out of the more than 300 that I represent. I don't provide them with a list. They can certainly go to the internet, but they won't learn as much as they're going to learn by working with somebody that's been doing this for 16 years. So that's part of what they're going to do. They're going to go through a process and they're going to learn. And they're going to learn why franchising is a safe and affordable alternative to corporate America for getting a job. And I help teach them how to go through the process. In fact, I coach them from the beginning, once they fill out the questionnaire, until they buy a franchise or until they tell me they're not going to do this. The interesting thing is that many people think they may know once they get engaged, that they may think they know what they want. Most people end up buying something totally different after they learn more and more about the industry. So that's interesting.
I love it. So what I tell people is there's probably franchisees that are here in Idaho that people don't even know that there's a franchisor. It started somewhere else. And when people want to do business with local businesses, I always say that franchisees are local businesses because the people that are running these businesses live here. They're hiring people that live here that are local, and most of the time they're purchasing products from local vendors that are here as well that help stimulate the economy.
Well, to that point, as part of the research before I decided to join the chamber, I checked your member list. I found 10 franchises that either I know did represent or do represent that are on your website that are part of the chamber. And you should know that only one of them is food. So there goes back to that misconception. I could even share with you some of the names if that might be helpful, because people probably don't even know they're a franchise.
That's great. Yeah.
Intelligent Office, which is virtual offices similar to what I used to do. Bright Star Healthcare, Express Personnel, Signs by Tomorrow, Orange Theory Fitness, Elements, Massage, Anago, which you highlighted last week, Murphy Business Brokers, the Alternative Board, the coaching franchise. I know them all, and I was very happy to see that. I also know, because in my association, I know all over the country where people are buying franchises. And I know that people are buying franchises, either live here or are moving here, which is interesting.
Hey, I got another question for you. What type of person is ripe to start a franchise or invest in a franchise?
Somebody that's committed to their own success, somebody that's willing to follow a system, because that's the key. You're buying a franchise to follow their system. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. just oil it. And as an example, franchisors love veterans because they're used to following systems. They're very, very good at doing what they're told to do or shown to do. And they even will get a discount on the franchise fee. Now, a lot of people don't understand what is franchise. What is a franchise? Simply, it's a license to use the name and trademarks of a company to distribute products and to provide services. And for that, you will be able to use many of their business systems, accounting, marketing, HR, operations. And for that, you have to pay an initial franchise fee and royalties. Now, royalties is how the franchise company makes money, which means part of the safety of franchising is if they don't think you're a fit, they won't take you. Because if you don't succeed, it's a blemish on their actual franchise documents. And every franchise has to provide franchise documents. Every single year it needs to be updated. The Federal Trade Commission oversees the franchising world and keeps unscrupulous people away from this industry. Years ago, there were a lot of unscrupulous franchise owners, and the government got involved. Franchising is a $2 trillion industry. So you probably and your members in the chamber do business with lots of franchises. You probably don't know it's a franchise, nor do you care.
Right.
Also, franchises typically, after 5 years, there's a 70, based upon statistics, 70-80% success rate versus starting your own business. If you think you have the smarts to start your own business, there's a 70% chance you'll be out of business in 5 years. Also, there's a disproportionate amount of money that is made by franchises versus regular mom and pop businesses. In fact, 12% of all the businesses in the country are franchises, and they make up almost 50% of the amount of volume actually purchased in the franchising world. And the reason is simple. They have when you think about it, they have a system. They've spent a lot of money defining that system. They provide you with training. They provide you with support. They provide you, depending on the franchise, with branding. So your success as a franchisee is the franchisor's success. If you make money, they make money.
I love it. You know, getting to talk with you, Cliff, just, you know, we're on this Zoom world and we're in this internet world. Just sitting down and talking to you for 45 minutes made me feel so different about franchise opportunities. And it made me feel like, you know, if this is something that maybe I want to do in the future, there's people like you out there that can help guide me along the way. And anybody who's watching today, if you have any interest in starting your own business and you want to start a franchise or look into that, feel free to give Cliff a call. Like I said, credible, tons of time and energy in the industry. I like how you led with honesty was your first thing that you provide when clients come to you. You know, that's salt of the earth right there, Cliff.
I sometimes tell people that they should not buy a franchise. They should get themselves a job. Another important piece is because also they may reject the individual, and I'd rather not waste anybody's time. An important point that I'm sure some of your listeners are wondering is what's the cost for my expertise and all my years of experience? I don't charge a fee to the individual because the franchisor will provide me with a referral fee if I can provide them with a qualified individual.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, Cliff, it's been so fun checking in with you today. Thank you so much for joining the chamber, taking the risk, and coming to Boise with your business.
It's terrific.
I wish you the best of luck. And when you're in town next, give me a holler, okay?
I certainly will look you up. Thanks a lot, Paul. Appreciate it.
You bet, Cliff. Have a great weekend. Enjoy that sunny weather.
I sure will. Thanks. Before you know, winter will be past.
I know. All right. Take care, Cliff.
Bye-bye.